Test Drive with Graeme Fletcher.
The emblem you're looking at is probably one of the most recognizable in the world today. This week on Test Drive, we're looking at the 1990 Jaguar Sovereign. Now, as well as its new 4-litre straight-six engine, this Jag also features a ZF transmission which has a sport mode. In the sport mode, the kickdown characteristics are altered quite considerably, giving the car a very sporty feel.
The new ZF transmission is operated via Jaguar's J-gate shifter. The right side of the J is a normal automatic. The left side functions as a semi-manual, allowing the driver to select the shift points. The sport mode, activated by pushing a button, changes the transmission's kickdown characteristics, giving the car a very peppy feel, especially in the mid-range. The whole setup complements the new 4-litre digitally fuel-injected engine very well. All 223 horsepower and 278 pounds-feet of torque are utilised very effectively. In the acceleration test, the Jag turned in times a titch under 10 seconds, which for a large car is respectable, but as I mentioned, it's the mid-range performance that really makes the difference. In the pylon test, the Sovereign's fully independent suspension put on a stellar performance. It weaved its way back and forth through the pylons with very little body roll and minimal understeer. The whole setup, which features an automatic electronic load leveling system, is a good example of how a sophisticated system can strike a happy medium between ride comfort and performance. The Tevis anti-lock brake system worked to perfection during our skid pan tests. The manner in which ABS functions never ceases to amaze me, but the only thing the driver must remember is that the system does not relieve him of the responsibility of driving as conditions dictate. One of my favourite improvements is the return to an analog instrument cluster. All important information can be retrieved at a glance, and the burled walnut fascia is a nice touch. The remainder of the driver controls fall readily to hand and are easy to operate. And the heated 8-way power seats and telescopic steering ensure a good, comfortable driving position. The climate control system allows the driver to replace some of the humidity removed by the air conditioning. A nice touch, because sometimes the air-conditioned air supply is too dry. The door key, when held in the lock position, closes any open windows and the sunroof, as well as locking the doors. In the rear, there are 3-point seat belts, fold-down tables, and a child-proof door lock. All very nice, but 6-footers will find the headroom very tight. And you must watch your head when loading the trunk, because the deck lid sits at eye level, ready to take a chunk out of any unsuspecting noggin. I appreciate that styling is a subjective matter, but as long and as hard as I looked at the square front headlights, I just could not get used to them. The old 4-lamp system with a contoured hood is still more appealing and far more Jaguar.
It's time for my pet peeve now with the Jag. Basically, as soon as dusk arrives, you have to turn the headlight switch on purely and simply to illuminate the dash. Now, a simple twilight sentinel would have done the job perfectly, and it would have been the icing on a very nice cake. Now to the scoreboard and see how I rated the remainder of the 1990 Jaguar Sovereign.
The Sovereign turned in a sterling performance when pushed through the pylons, and the highway ride is nothing short of superb. At long last, Jaguar have found that elusive balance between ride and handling that sorts the best out from the also-rans. The new Tevis anti-lock brake system adopted provides fast, efficient stops each and every time you press the brake pedal. During testing, it took 110 feet to stop the Jag from 80 kilometers an hour. With the new ZF set in the sport mode and the gas pedal pressed hard to the floor, the Sovereign raced to the 100k mark in a titch under 10 seconds. Not bad for a car that tips the scales at around 4,000 pounds. The engine is all but silent except under wide open throttle acceleration, and the amount of wind noise does not interfere with the pleasure of listening to Elgar at speed. We averaged 13.5 litres per 100 kilometres or 21 miles per gallon, which is not too bad, but if you push the Sovereign, the mileage deteriorates very rapidly. Over the past few years, Jaguar have been whittling away at the car's weaker areas. The new ZF transmission and 4-litre engine represent a quantum leap in the right direction in terms of making the Sovereign not only reliable, but desirable, something that should please Ford as the new owner.
If you consider Motoring TV has been on the air for 30 plus years, there's no doubt you've missed a few episodes. Well, there's a couple of ways you can catch up and make sure you don't miss anything. First, you can go to YouTube and look up just segments or complete shows. Also, if you want to know what we're doing, like today on a daily basis, just go to our Facebook page. And also, you can go to motoringtvshop.com, get some cool swag. Oh, there's also that Instagram thing.